What one is my proper one? I think it's this one. But let's go into this one. So this is the Moby's build, right? So it doesn't actually have to be Moby's build. This is just glass cannon. Doesn't really matter what boots you have. It'll be something like this. So you either go these two boots, and you go Dustblade, Ghostblade, GA. And then Last Whisper, last item. You can do something like this after your Ghostblade if you're really farmed and they have armor already, like Tarbis and shit. You can get a Last Whisper in there, and then you go into... Then you go into GA, and then you finish this. Like that. That's the glass cannon build. The other build is like where, the one I was just doing, where you go Triforce. You go Triforce, Ghostblade, and depending on how confident you are, really, what team comp they have, and how much armor they have, you can either go GA again, or you go LDR, Mortal Reminder. I'll put these down here, actually. So that's your core. 5 items all the time. Yeah. And then, depending on their comp and shit, you can even get a Maw. If you're versing like a Karthus, Maw is really, really useful last item on Shaco. But this is the best build for Shaco, I think. It kind of depends on your runes as well. So if you go... Runes I'm running, honestly depends, to be honest, but I'm enjoying water walking at the moment. Because it gives me some, like, a bit of presence early game. But if you're going Storm Focus, Storm Celerity, anything like this, then going Triforce I think is better. But if you are really fed and you're fucking ahead of everyone in the game, then go Ghostblade. Kills the game. Buying Tarbis, don't ever buy Tarbis, because you're not doing your job. Your job is to...
Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Oh, I just wish I... end the fucking game, man!
Yeah, Tarbis. About people building Tarbis and treads, you don't need them on Shaq. You don't need Tarbis or Merc treads. Like, having Merc treads is not going to save you. Like, your job isn't to fucking escape fights. Your job is to, especially late game, which is when you should be, like, swapping your boots. You either go Mobies or you go Greaves. And then late game, if you do swap them out... your focus should still be on, like, one-shotting people. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go Tarbis to fucking survive a situation. You should be able to survive any situation. Like, that armor and shit isn't gonna save you from fights. Even in runes here, right? Like, I reckon people, bro, make a big deal about fucking minor runes, mate. Like, oh, man, 5 armor, or do you go the health? Oh, man, it's such a big deal. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. Like, if you were to go 5 armor, you're probably going to die. If you get caught, this 5 armor isn't going to save you. It's the same with boots and any defensive item on Shaco. You're probably still going to die in those situations, and... like, your fucking job isn't helped when you go Tarbis and defensive shit. Like, the only defensive items you go are fucking GA, which is still, like, offensive, and Maw. They're both, like, offensive and defensive items, right? You don't go Tarbis, which is just straight-up defense. You don't fucking do it, because you're not playing the champ right. Your job is to get in there and fucking assassinate the one-shot people. If you go Electrocute, that is. If you go Fleet, they go something like this. I'll show you the build, actually, I do for Fleet. Did this, like, 3-4 months ago, mate, before anyone did it. And now people are using it because of Chase. I don't even know what Chase goes. Probably that, actually. Maybe this. Yeah, whatever there. So that would be like a standard fleet tree. And then items would be something like... Can we make a page? We'll call it fleet. There you go. This. These are all standard. Everything is still standard. You still get this. Now, if I was to run fleet, I'd probably get Mobies. Because your job when you have fleet is to be useful. It's all about utility. Right? About getting around the map, putting pressure on objectives, farming and all that shit. Being like a kind of a nuisance to the other jungler. And just fucking out-leveling them and pathing them. That's how I played it, and that's how I won most games in fucking high elo doing it. And this was like 3-4 months ago in Season 8. When Shaco was shit, even though he still is bad. So, I'd go Mobies with Fleet. Remember, you got attack speed from runes. You don't need fucking attack speed in game. Another reason why you don't need the attack speed is, well, me anyway, I used to build Red Smite. Red Smite just fucking helps with your sustain in the jungle. It means you don't have to use your clone to take objectives. And I just really liked it. So you'd have, this is your build so far. You have Tiamat, you have Mobies, you have Red Smite, and then after that, it's pretty standard. You just go Dustblade, Triforce, and then maybe GA, and then you sell this late game, the Red Smite. But this build is all about fucking early game, like the first 15-20 minutes. That's when the game matters. Sometimes you have to rely on your team every time you use Fleet, which is why I'd say if you're in low elo, don't ever fucking run Fleet, because there's less chance of you hard carrying. If you run Electrocute, first of all, it's more reliable as a rune, because you're always going to put out damage. Fleet is still reliable, but it might not be as fucking impactful if you've got a shit team that doesn't have priority in lanes and you're going for crabs and objectives when all your lanes lose. You have to have fucking kill pressure in those games. So if you're in low elo, don't run it. Run Electrocute. But if you're in high elo and you're playing with like good players who know how to read the map and shit, and you do as well, you should be fine to run Fleet. Yeah, you finish the build like this. And then last item, you can go GA, more, whatever you want. Something like this. But early game is key. So fuck Dustblade. These 3 items, mate, are very important in what you do with them. With Fleet. I feel anyway. He builds exactly the same. Yeah, I've watched Chase play with Fleet. Yeah, I just think Red Smite is fucking perfect for Fleet. Because, like, for me anyway, if I play Fleet, like, I'm not looking to AFK farm the Dustblade, Ghostblade, and my item spikes. I'm looking to get Red Smite and then do objectives and get around the map, put pressure on the map. Red Smite is fucking OP. So, like, if you're dueling someone or even ganking, like, it's really, really useful. It makes you fucking tanky. And, yeah, it gives you a bit more power for that early game. For the first, like, 10-15 minutes. So you've got to do shit with it. Because otherwise, like, Fleet just falls off so hard that I don't think... I know Chase, like, goes fucking Dustblade. I don't even think it's worth, though, going this. But Chase's macro is insane, so it fucking helps him out a lot. But yeah, if you go this with Fleet, like, you're still... If the enemy ADC is good, for instance, and you're targeting them, they have ninja tabis and, like, their support has arms, it's fucking really hard to blow them up and have an impact. Like, Fleet just falls off like a bloody stone, mate. Again, which is why I say run Electrocute in lower elos, in case you don't know what you're doing, and if your team doesn't know what you're trying to do and shit. Which is right, Red Smite, and for the first 15-20 minutes, that's when you need to get a lead. So that's why you get Red Smite. Otherwise, after 20 minutes, Fleet is just fucking useless. There you go. How much money do you want for that? How much am I charging for that? Why no Red Smite with Electrocute? Because your job is to one-shot people. Red Smite doesn't really do anything for one-shot. This is for fucking sustaining the jungle, clearing objectives, 1v1ing the enemy jungler, like dueling. So you're not really going in and DPS. It's more about, I'm going to out-sustain you in a fight, or going through camps and shit. I'm going to out-jungle you. Whereas if you go... This build, for example, this is about one-shot. Hitting fucking Dustblade Spike, hitting Ghostblade Spike. This build as well, hitting Dustblade Spike, Triforce, just looking for picks. This one, it's about early game, playing around objectives and shit.
Fuck off, Eagz! Fuck off!
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Get out of my fucking channel!
Charge 1 sub. Mate, thanks for the prime. Fuck, is that what I got, is it? For that? No, I appreciate it, mate. Thank you, Pekio. You followed me yesterday, right? Appreciate it, bro.